Hey everyone, welcome back to Wednesday Yogas. So I don't know about you, but I ate a lot of chocolate this weekend and an awful lot of turkey. So today is going to be a nice, chill, relaxing flow with maybe some extra twists just to aid with that digestion a little bit. And yeah, you don't need a whole lot, but a couple of blocks or soup cans, something you can have just to maybe elevate things up, that could come in handy. I know I'll be using mine today. And yeah, we're actually going to start today at the back of our mat in child's pose. So we're going to open our knees about as wide as our mat, bring big toes together, start to walk ourselves back, just an extended child's pose today. Get a little bit more opening through the hips. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine, walking your hands forward and coming to rest on the mat. And I'm going to let you take a few deep breaths here, filling up the back of the lungs, opening up through the back, coming into some really lovely, deep breathing. With each breath, melting a little more into the mat. Two more breaths to shake away the day thus far and really come into our body, check in with how we're feeling mentally, how we're feeling physically. I can tell you that today I'm a little more sore than usual, so I'm going to take it slow. One more breath here and walk your hands up. You can bring your knees in a little bit more together. And we're going to do a little pose. I don't know the actual name of this pose, but a woman I follow often on YouTube calls it Rockstar. So we're going to bring our left hand behind us. And we're going to push our hips forward, reach up. It's such a beautiful opening through the side hip here. Reach, exhale, come back down, swoop it around, right hand comes to the mat, left hand reaches up, hips reaching up and forward, little back bend, and exhale back down, swoop it around, one more each side. Exhale, swooping around, and the other side. And now we come on to all fours, knees underneath the hip points, hands right underneath your shoulders. You're looking straight down. You're going to inhale, let the belly drop and look up. And on the exhale, bring the navel to the spine, rounding through for cat. And in your own movements, inhale. And with your own breath, exhale. Inhale, opening up through the chest, gaze to the ceiling. Exhale, rounding through the back, navel coming to the spine, opening up through the back body. Coming to all fours, we're going to walk our hands one hand's distance in front of where it currently is. Tuck your toes, pushing back for a nice long spine, and then reaching, pushing up into down dog. So with this first down dog, pedal out the legs, bending one knee and then the other. Hips are reaching back towards where your ceiling meets the wall. And never forgetting to connect with your breath. Here's a good place to maybe shake your head, maybe nod yes. Shake it out, no. On the inhale, you're going to undulate forward, coming through that cat back until you are in a plank. And we have to engage the core here. Nice, rounding through the back. Push back to down dog with bent knees. Once again, inhale, coming forward, holding that plank. Exhale. Inhale, moving back. And down dog once again. Okay, right leg is coming up into the air. Bend the knee forward, reaching it towards your nose, and you're going to step it through. So here we are in a high lunge. I'm going to lower my back knee because I am really and truly needing a nice stretch today that is gentle. But you do you. If you really want to kind of fire up today, you can stay up, but I'm going to keep it down for now. Knee always over my ankle. And if it calls to you, you can stay here or you can reach it up, pushing this left hip forward, reaching up, shoulder blades coming down, shoulders away from the ears, relaxing your face, keep reaching. And you're going to exhale. Now here's where I like to use my blocks. You may not need them, but I do. So your blocks have 3 settings. I kind of like to start in the medium setting for this one. Hamstring stretch. We're going to rock back so that my hip is right above my knee. I'm going to flex my toes forward, and with a nice straight spine, feel the stretch through the back of the leg. You may not need the blocks. You might be fine to come all the way down, but I see my back start to round when I do that. And I want to keep a nice straight spine, so I'm coming up on my blocks. And we're going to move with this a little bit. So I'm going to inhale, reach forward into that lunge, exhale, back. Inhale forward. Exhale, reach it back. Once more. And exhale, move it back. I'm going to move my blocks off to the side, and I'm going to roll forward. So again, my knee is stacked over my ankle, and I'm going to push my back knee up. So now I'm just on the balls of those back toes, back foot rather, and using all my balance, tucking into my core and coming up into a high lunge. Reaching, I'm going to twist. Now here we go, a little bit of aiding in that digestion. Bringing my hands to heart center, I'm going to hook my left elbow over my right knee. Inhale, nice long spine, find lots of length and space, and on the exhale, see if you can twist a little further into the direction of your knee. I'm going to move this way so that you can hear me. You guys stay in that space. So I notice when I move away from the camera. So check that your front knee, you might want to peek down for a minute. Is my front knee over my ankle? Can I get a little more with each exhale into that twist? One more breath. And here, we're going to play with our balance a bit. On this last exhale, we're going to look down. We're going to bend our back knee and step the back foot up to meet the front one. We are in a twisted chair. I'm going to walk back a little bit so you can see me. And maybe your legs are firing up now. Unhook the elbow, reach forward. We're in our plain old regular chair. Just for one breath, we can do it. Inhale and stand up nice and tall. We're going to come back into that chair. Inhale and get low, get low, get low, get all the way down. We're going to roll onto our backside for a little bit of core work. Okay, so we did this last time with me. Remember, you want to try to engage those sits bones so that they're plugged into the mat. Spine is nice and long. We always have that apple or orange underneath our chin. And you can stay here. Or, in fact, if you want to be really restorative, you can keep your toes right down on the mat. You're still going to feel the belly, the abs fire up. And if you want to take it to a next level, reach those hands out. Feel free to stay here or lower. Two more. One more. Now, I kind of like this pose because I find it's a little bit of fun, but it also gives you a massage along the back. So I'm going to do a little rocking and rolling. Stay where you're at if you don't want to rock and roll. I'm going to rock my way up to standing. Okay? Now, if you didn't make it, or you did a little dance, that's okay. It's really just about fun. Now, step your feet about hip distance, or maybe a little wider than hip distance apart. I'm going to face you so that you can hear me a little better. Inhale, reach up. Notice I just brought my feet out a little bit so your toes are pointing to the corners of the room. Exhale, we're going to bend our knees, come all the way down into a yogi squat malasana. You may want to rock a little bit, get to the place where your feet feel comfortable, and maybe you're up on your heels. Maybe they don't go all the way to the floor. That's okay. Nice, long, straight spine. Think of that, that when we were in mountain pose, we always talk about that string holding us up nice and tall. Can you think about that now? Hands pressing into one another, elbows pressing into the knee. Feel free to stay here, still getting a wonderful stretch. Those triceps, elbows pushing and getting a nice stretch through the hip. Or you can bring your right hand, it looks like your left hand, out to the side. Press it in. And if you want a little bit more of a stretch, little twist here. Again, digestive system needs these wonderful stretches, these wonderful twists. Exhale back to heart center. And again, the other side, always optional. You can stay in that prayer pose or work on a little digestive twist. Hands back to heart center. Now, bend, we're going to push forward, hips come up, and we are in a wide forward fold. Just clasp elbow to elbow and a gentle rock from side to side. This is the pose I need today because my back body is so tight. Just let your head hang, let it be heavy. Knees can have a slight bend in them. Just a restorative pose before we make our way to the other side. Release and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders the last. You can toe heel your way so that your feet are together, and we are once again at the top of our mat. Inhale up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back with the left, step back with the right. Now you can feel free to go right to down dog, or here's a nice spot to take a vinyasa. If you want to rock forward on your toes, lower halfway, push up into upward facing dog. Using your core, pull all the way back, meeting in down dog. Nice cleansing breath here. Big one in through the nose, out through the mouth. Other side. Inhale. Left leg comes up into the air. Bend towards your nose, stepping it through. I'm going to lower my back knee, but as always, you can keep it up. And checking. Knee always over ankle. Knee tracking forward over my middle toes. And if you want to, you can stay here, or using your core to come up into a raised lunge. Trying to push forward, sinking into the hip. Shoulders are down. Face is relaxed. Is your tongue relaxed in the mouth? Inhale, exhale again. I'm going to reach for my blocks. You can reach for your books or your soup cans or anything that brings that mat up towards your hands. Sinking back. Knee right under my hip. Toes are flexed towards knee. And I'm up nice and high. In fact, I'm even tighter on this side, so I could come up onto my highest block and still really feel that great stretch through the back of my leg. flowing with it. Bend the knee, rock forward. And exhale, sink back. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale once again. And exhale. Coming back to the lunge, I'm going to remove my blocks, tuck my back toe, and I'm coming up into a high lunge, testing my balance. Inhale, exhale, hands come together. My right elbow is going to hoop and loop over my left leg. Inhale, find lots of length through the spine from the crown to the tailbone. Exhale, see if I can get a little more twist. Maybe with each exhale, you find a little deeper twist. Wringing out all the chocolate, all the Easter candy, maybe the delicious turkey or ham, what have you. One more inhale, and then I'm going to look down. I'm going to spring my back foot up to meet my front foot. So here we go. Testing the balance. And here we are, squatting nice and low in our chair pose, twisted chair. Just one breath here. Can you get a little lower? And reach forward. Here we go, chair. One breath here. And come all the way up. All right, here we are. Big inhale. And we're going to sit down low in chair once again. Sit, 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 so low. And I'm sitting all the way down. And we did this last time. Here we go, you're all comfortable with this now. Again, toes can be down, something a little bit more restorative, or up, or even straight leg if you really want to go for it today. I'm going to go in between with bent knees, reaching forward. In fact, let's play with this a little bit. Let's keep our left hand on our left leg and reach our right hand across, feeling the side engage your obliques. And exhale, back to center, opposite. Right hand comes to right leg, left hand reaches across. Inhale, center. Maybe you want to straighten those legs and go a little further. It gets harder. I'm just going to do one like this. And back to center we go. Here's the fun part, rocking and rolling. Feel free to skip this part and just stand up any old way you would normally get yourself up, or come to a standing spot. All right, here we go, Malasana one more time. Again, knees, your toes are pointing to the corners of the room. Inhale, and we're going to squat all the way down. Now, when you get here, you might want to walk it so that your stance is just right. And get very comfortable. Maybe close your eyes. Check in. Ask yourself how you're doing. Maybe congratulate yourself for making it this far. Halfway through the week. I'm going to take that twist again, but feel free to do whatever's comfortable for you. My left hand is going to come to the mat, and I'm going to reach up and look up towards my right hand. And switch. Here we go. All right, once again, forward fold. Toes come to point towards center. Grabbing elbow with my hands and rocking side to side. I'm going to bring my hands to my hips, bend my knees, and slowly come up. All right, walking my feet a little further apart, I'm gonna set up for warrior two. So my front feet, toes are going to point so that they are pointing towards the front of my mat, and then my left toes are gonna point down, are going to come to about 10 o'clock. So back leg, toes are pointing towards 10 o'clock, front, they're pointing straight. And my stance is about, I don't know, 3.5, 4 feet. I'm gonna bend into my front knee. Notice how my knee right over my ankle. If you have to adjust, that's no problem. It's better to have good alignment than to just do it blindly. And I'm gonna check, is my heel intersecting my arch of my back foot? That's where I want it to be. Sink into my front knee, knee over ankle. My hips are pointing towards you, actually, they're pointing, so they're squared off towards the wall. Arms are coming out nice and wide. Maybe I can bend into it a little bit more. Inhale, exhale, maybe a little deeper. Looking over my front finger. I'm going to set up for side angle. So I'm going to bring my forearm to my thigh and reach up straight. Still pushing into the back edge of my back foot. And if it feels like, I think I've got this, maybe you want to reach it forward. And this is a nice, beautiful place. Just make sure you're not dumping. Sometimes we dump into that front shoulder. Stay up nice and tall. Now, if you're craving a little bit of heat today, maybe you reach both hands out. And then I start to shake. Just one more breath like this. You've got this. All right, coming into it just the way we came out of it, coming out of it the way we came into it. Awesome, straightening front legs. Now I'm gonna step my back foot in about a foot. Just gonna shorten my stance a little bit. I'm gonna straighten both legs. This time my hips are gonna face towards the front of the room, and I'm going to widen it so that my heel would actually intersect my back heel. So my front heel lines up with my back heel. I'm gonna face towards the front of my mat. Inhale, and I'm just gonna bend forward, looking down towards my toes. This is pyramid pose. Now, this is perfectly comfortable for me with my hands on my hips, but if you want, you can clasp elbow to elbow behind your back, or you can, again, take prayer pose right behind your back, and your gaze is down. Now this is not, notice I'm not surrendering or dumping into it. It's a very active pose. Straight back, looking straight down. Pada drishti, which means look at your toes. And I'm coming up, unraveling my hands, and I'm going to switch to the other side. So my back toes are now my front toes. So my back toes become the front toes, and my front toes are pointing towards the back of the room, and I'm going again to 10 o'clock on my back leg, my back foot rather. Looking for my alignment, setting up for warrior two. Bending in, hips are facing the screen, facing you. And getting a little deeper, or maybe not today. Maybe just enjoying a more relaxing pace today. One more breath, checking that your knee is not, if you have to widen your stance, go for it. And my forearm coming to my thigh, reaching up for that side angle. Never taking that bend out of my front knee, checking that my knee is tracking towards right in front, not off to the side, but right in front. And maybe for more stretch through the side, we reach towards the front of the room. And feel free to stay here, or if you want to fire things up a bit more, testing out your strength, engage the core, reach out with both hands. I'm definitely feeling everything shake now. One more inhale, and on the exhale, coming back just the way we came in through warrior two, straightening my front leg. I'm going to step in, shortening my stance. Now my toes are all going to face towards the back of the room. And I have a heel to heel alignment, meaning my heel of my front. If I drew a line on my mat, it would intersect the heel of my back leg. And I'm going to turn my hips towards the back of the room. Inhale, nice, straight. My hands are on my hips, or they can be clasped hand to elbow, or prayer pose and back. Nice, straight back, folding forward. Only so that until you're looking straight down. I'm going to leave you here for 2 breaths. On that exhale, coming straight up, releasing the hands to the hips, and we are going to step to the front of our mat. All right, let's take a little vinyasa to shake things out here. Inhale, come up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, we're going to plant our hands, step back with the right, step back with the left. Feel free to go right to down dog or come forward on the toes, lower halfway, pushing up through upward dog. And using your core, here we go. Exhale, down dog. Inhale. Right leg is coming up into the air, and exhale, you're going to bring the knee across the body to the opposite elbow. Let's move with the breath. Inhale up, exhale, cut across. Inhale up, exhale, cut across. Inhale, one more time up, and then exhale, bring it right in front, plant the knee in between the hands. And this is this lovely pose of pigeon. So with this one, you really want to try to look back, make sure your leg is straight, the shoelace sides of the feet are down, and we're not sitting onto our glutes. We're not sitting onto our butt cheeks. We're trying to square the hips to the front. And if this pose is really not challenging for you, you can bring your front leg out a little bit towards so that your shin is becoming more parallel with the front of the mat. So you can really, till you feel that stretch in the hip and the glute area. Or if you're a little more tight, that's okay. This is meant to be a pose where we can surrender. So if it calls to you, you can take a block, you can take a pillow, or if you're quite flexible, you can even bring your head right down to the floor or down to 2 fists, one on top of the other. We are going to be here for 3 breaths, so get comfy. Actually 5. Let's do 5. Relaxing your face, maybe a gentle smile. Try and melt into this pose. And last exhale, coming back up into the king pigeon, tucking the back toe. And you're going to step it back to down dog, pedal out your feet. Bend one knee, then the other. And let's work on that other side. Left leg up in the air. On the exhale, rounding through the back, bring the knee to the opposite elbow through a plank. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale it up. Exhale, cross it over. Inhale for that lovely stretch. Exhale, bend the knee, plant it between the hands, and we have pigeon on the other side. Check back. How does that leg look? Nice and strong, nice and long. And again, feel Feel free to stay out. Try not to hunch up into your shoulders. Relax the shoulders down. And if you feel like it calls to you, you can come all the way down onto your hands, onto two fists, onto a block, anything you've got nearby. Hopefully, wherever you are, you can hear birds chirping, maybe the sound of spring hitting the air. Two more lovely breaths to enjoy this pose of all poses. And one more exhale, pushing back up using your hands. Slowly tucking the back toes and pushing back into down dog. Pedaling out the feet. 2 breaths in down dog. And lower the knees. Walk it back so that you are sitting on your knees. So our knees are right underneath our hips. And bring your hands to your back, as if you're going to put your hands in like some jeans pockets. Just a gentle back bend here before we go down to the mat for some final relaxing poses. Releasing your head up. If you practice camel, by all means, you can do that now. I'm just keeping it really easy today. Easy is not the right word. I'm just going to keep it really chill. Chill is the word for today for me. It's quite a vulnerable pose. Can you look up to the ceiling? One more breath. And slowly coming up out of it so that your head is coming one vertebrae at a time. And push back into child's pose. So your feet, and you can do child's pose with knees together if you want a more traditional pose, or we can go back to where we started with that extended child's pose, your knees about as wide as your mat. Reaching out forward, or since we are starting to cool down, you can actually reach back if you want to give those shoulders a break and grab for your heels. Maybe your forehead is resting on the mat, or if you need a bit more height, you can always bring a pillow. And exhale, walk it back up. All right, we are going to come all the way around so that our feet are, our legs are out in front of us, toes pointed up towards. You'll take your right leg and bend it in. And feel free to stay here for a twist, or if you want to cross it over the left leg, get a bit more twist, go for that. I'm going to inhale, reach up, nice long spine. Exhale, my right hand is going to come behind me just as a little kickstand, and my left hand is going to come across my knee. And I'm going to actually use that to get a bit more twist. I'm going to face forward because I know you can't hear me that well if I'm not facing the camera. And again, just like at the beginning, think of each inhale a softening and a lengthening of the spine, and then with each exhale, maybe you can twist a little deeper. Looking over towards the back of your room. And coming out of that just the way you can, nice and slow. Legs out in front of you, maybe give them a little shake, and bring your left knee in. Again, this leg that's outstretched is still active, so your toes are pointing forward, not just letting it fall out to the side. And you can stay here, or you can cross it over so that your left crosses over your right. Inhale, exhale. My left hand comes behind me, my right comes to my opposite, my left leg. length on your inhale, finding that room to twist a bit more on each exhale. Releasing, and we're going to make our way all the way down to the mat. So just a slow roll, bringing your knees with you, hugging your knees in, rock back and forth. Gentle massage for the spine. Lots of twisting today. Hopefully that'll help move everything through that digestive system, reset it a bit after days of chocolate and turkey and all the good things. All right. I'm going to walk my feet as wide as my mat, then I'm going to let my knees come into touch. I'm going to bring my right hand to my stomach and my left hand to my heart. And just take a second to check in. Let your breath become natural. And we're going to finish off in this pose today, but as always, you don't need my permission to take a Shavasana. If you'd like to bring your legs out long and grab a blanket and cuddle up and just set a timer, or even better, don't set a timer. Just let yourself be. I welcome you to do that. I think it's wonderful that you've taken time to make fitness a part of your daily life and to check in with the fitness fixes and follow along with us all. And I hope that it's giving you that sense of connection that I know we're missing by not being able to be fully physically present with one another. I'm going to make my way over to the tape and turn it off, but I invite you to stay in this pose for as long as it feels good. Maybe just allowing your mind to settle on your breath, allowing things like emails and to-do lists to just fade into the background. And just take this time to really connect with you and how you're doing. Connect with your breath, the here and the now. And if you keep going, I love it. If not, this is namaste from me, and I hope to see you next week.